Hey everyone, we'll be starting momentarily. I'm getting everything set up, so please bear with me. Okay. That's all done. I can close that. Showing up on there. Connection seems good. I think we are good to go. So let us begin. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a slightly early stream. We're about 10 minutes earlier than we would usually start. Purely because I've got something else coming up later today, so we won't be able to do a full, 2-hour stream. So I'm trying to get as much out of this stream as I can, even if it's like an extra 10 minutes. So at most, we'll probably be able to do an hour plus 10 minutes. So an hour and 10 minutes. So like 6 or 7, 10 or something like that. Or no, 7 or something. I don't know. 7. I can't do maths. But yeah, we're going to see how long we can go. This episode, this part might be longer than what we need to do. But if that is true, we'll probably just have to stop and then I have to go do my thing. But yeah, I would usually have a preamble of last time we had done all this and that. We did play as Apollo and Athena looking for clues and trying to figure out how the justice minister died and who killed him and why and how. All that stuff. And we're now about to start with Edgeworth and Wright. So, yeah. I would usually say a lot more than that, but right now we need to just get straight into it and get as much done as we can. So, without further ado, let us begin today's stream proper. Hey, Rafatron. Play. If you hit the to be continued to the next segment, don't bother continuing. I mean, if it did do that, I wasn't going to do that anyway, but yeah. That part is why it's the longest case in the series. Okay, so after this, it gets to be, here's a 5-hour one segment. Let's see this picked up. Yes. Let's refresh here. 3 to 5 stream? Jeez. Okay. We'll see when we get there. Yep, showing up on there, Sounds we picked up. We're good to go. Load game. Day 2, Phoenix and Edgeworth. May 18th. Temple. I passed out right after we found her in the tomb. I feel exhausted. I can't keep my eyes open. And then she died. She's been out cold ever since. We haven't been able to get a word out of her. The doctor said it's just exhausting, or exhaustion. The doctor said he's exhausted, but I can't help but worry. What is it, Wright? Are you alright? I need to remember how I did his voice. Yeah, just think it is all. I'm glad you're here, Edgeworth. Wouldn't have got the permission we have without you. Well, if I had to come all the way to Khu'rain, it had to be useless. I didn't come. Speaking of the investigation, I received a few things from Detective Sky. These should prove to be useful to us as well. Stabbed from behind. Cause of death, blood loss. Time of death is approximately 3 p.m. Tomb diagram added to the court record. Oh, we got this as well. We're getting a lot of things. I think this is just a bunch of transferred evidence from Apollo. I can't thank you enough, Edgeworth. Honestly, I'd have been so lost without him these past few days. You hear the bobbed-head lawyer, Phoenix Wright? Huh? You're from the Khu'rain Royal Guard, right? I am Lucky, Royal Guard member, and Her Eminence shoulder brother. That's very specific. And what does the Royal Shoulder Rubber want with me? Wait, come to think of it, my shoulders are a bit stiff. I don't be absurd! I'm here for one purpose only. I am to bring you before Her Eminence, Queen Khu'rain, Grand Priestess of Khu'rain. Will you comply? The Queen? What does she want with me? And why does he have to shout like that? I can't fathom why the Queen of Khu'rain, or Queen Khu'rain, would summon you. But I advise you to accept Her Eminence's gracious invitation. Royal Shoulder Rubber Lackey, was it? May I join Mr. Wright in his audience with the Queen? The name's Lackey, L-A-H-E-E, and all praise the omnipotent Queen Khu'rain. But she has already foreseen and approved your request, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. You are both to come with me. You mean to say the Queen Khu'rain sees our every move? Yes, indeed. Her Eminence's spiritual power is immense. You don't need to shout. She can even see what's going on thousands of miles away. Right. I fear I'll lose my hearing next if we don't hurry. Yeah, me too. Why would the Queen herself summon me personally? Is this some sort of trap? Am I going to be put in prison for being a lawyer? Is she going to tell me not to do this? What could she be possibly up to? I want to talk to Edgeworth! So, you've been here all this time. I wondered where you had gone. Don't tell me you missed me, Edgeworth. As if! The courts have been so peaceful without you around. Make it sound like I leave legal devastation in my wake. Well, don't you? I mean, he's not wrong. Every time we've been in court, something has happened. Well, right. What do you intend to do now? I was thinking, I want to help Apollo with this case. So why don't we try to gather whatever information we can? You're quite the considerate boss. Well, I kind of forced him to take care of my office in my absence, so that's the least I can do. Oh, he also had to deal with Trucy, you know, my daughter. Does he say anything new? There weren't any hotels available, so this is our home for tonight. I suppose it will do. It's a bed to sleep in and a roof over our heads. Sorry to disappoint, but there aren't any beds here. We'll have to sleep on the floor next to a bunch of strangers. What? Tell me there's a shower at the very least. The kitchen sink works just fine, I hear. Of all the... Wait, you here? You mean you didn't have a shower at all while you were here? Right, you will work to bring this case to a swift revolution. Sooner the better. Resolution. I don't know why I said revolution, because there is going to be one, but the water's so clear, it's like a window into the soul. I wouldn't stare too hard into it, Wright. Or you may find all your bluff staring right back at you. No pool gazing in front of a client. Got it. There appears to be many temples in this area. Yeah, there are always a lot of monks and worshippers praying around here. And they're playing football. And then there's tourists like us. It's unfortunate that we have more pressing matters to attend to. And then again, sightseeing with you, all of all people, isn't exactly at the top of my very list. Ow! As if you had the luxury to be so picky, Edgeworth. Gee, I bet you don't even have any friends. Ugh. Alright, let's go. Oh wait, no. First. Still at it, I see. I guess borders mean little in the face of your incurable habit. Well, I heard you used to present evidence left and right during your investigations, too. Hey, title drop. That was a long time ago. Besides, who did you hear that from? Oh, I have my sources. Oh, well, tell your source that I look forward to his next salary review. Talk about gumshoe. It's ironic that the man tasked with upholding the law should end up breaking it. Well, it's not like we don't have our own fair share of that back home. That is a thing of the past. The worst offenders have already been removed. Well, considering that you went through this whole jury system, or the juror system, and then just abandoned it the first time it was used, it's probably still a problem. Now that you mention it, wasn't Gaspin Payne expelled from the prosecutor's office? Yes, he was a particularly troublesome individual. I was shocked to see him resurface here in Khu'rain, and with a considerable sway, no less. I just hope he doesn't end up making a mess of things here as well. I mean, he ran away when I won, so... same thing. Alright, move. I guess the audience chamber first. Khu'rain Palace. Oh, it's animated. We were already here, then when we need another animation for this. Ah, the bobbed-head lawyer has arrived. We bid you welcome. And you as well, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. Thank you. This place is still as magnificent as last time. There's also a lot more guards. We have heard much about you, Barbed One. It seems your bluff and tomfoolery tend to leave our country devastated in their wake. Is that what people have been saying about me? Right, where are your manners? Your Eminence, I am both humbled and delighted to be in your presence. Oh, Your Eminence, glad to be here. Looks like you're doing well. It is all right. There is no need to keep your head bowed all day. Yes, Your Eminence. Ifra's not looking too good. I guess even she can't just bounce back from her father's murder. So, what can I do for you, Your Eminence? We wish to question you about something related to this case at hand. Perfect, because I have a few questions of my own. It's like, no, I'm the one that questions around here. You're in my domain now. We fear we do not fully comprehend what has had transpired. So it is that we have summoned you here to further elucidate the situation. Oh, she's using the big words. Is it true that our husband Inga had been seeking the Founder's Orb? That's right. He wanted to trade a hostage for it. That's why he abducted Maya Fey. Insolent fool! Ow! Oh, it was a lie. A lie, I say. Father would never have done such a thing. But he did abduct Maya. That much is... I will not stand here and listen to this nonsense. You will pay for this, you... Ow! Please, benevolent, stop! I'm dying! That is quite enough, Rafer. We understand your feelings, but we fear he speaks the truth. But we believe we know why your father would do such a thing. Huh? My voice went weird there. We believe he was seeking the orb as a means of attaining spiritual power. And with it, he intended to usurp the throne. Mother. What do you mean, Your Eminence? Oh, what do you mean, Your Eminence? Inga was planning a coup, for he was dissatisfied with the current administration. And his secret police were the primary instrument of his treason. Secret police? They came up during the High Priest murder trial, too. An elite force under the direct command of the Minister of Justice, in this case, Inga. The man who was hunting down rebels as Lady Kira was a member of that group. Indeed, Inga turned that once proud force into his own private army. and he intended on using them to launch a coup and assassinate me. Us. Because she's speaking in the royal terms, so yes, I need to remember that. So, your eminence had no control over them? As much as it shames us to admit it, Khu'rain is not the unified realm it would appear to be. We are truly sorry you have had to witness the dirty underbelly of our kingdom. How could Father? But know that Inga could not have become king simply through assassination. For in Khu'rain, only those who possess spiritual power may sit on the throne. I see. That explains why Minister Inga was seeking the Founder's Orb. I have to do multiple posh voices. Barbed one, do you recall the man known as Peaceably and Understanding? What about him? He too was involved in Inga's machinations. Inga had brought his loyalty, ordered the man to steal the orb, and covered up the theft. And then he sent the orb to the US for Dr. Buff to study. It's all coming together. Not Jesus! How could he do such a thing? For the capture of the infamous villain Dirk Samadhi, it may prove to be the crowning achievement of our reign. And now perhaps the kingdom may return to peace it once knew. Oh, what a joyous day. Hail to Her Eminence, Queen Khu'rain, Grand Priestess of Khu'rain! Her Eminence's spiritual power invoked a blessing straight from the Holy Mother. Stop giving her pats on the back. All of these are yes men. I could see how her cronies would be elated at the prospect. But the Queen herself seems almost giddy for someone whose husband was just murdered. Father, Wright, on the other hand, doesn't appear to be taking it so well. About that incident that occurred 23 years ago, the one in which Dirk was accused of assassinating Queen Amara. Yes, he set fire to her private residence, burning my dear sister alive. Murder by arson. Only a demon would be capable of such a heinous crime. That event also set the stage for you to become queen. So it was you that killed her! What did you do before you were crowned queen, Your Eminence? As part of our training to be queen, we served in many different governmental positions, the longest of which was the previous Minister of Justice. It was in that position that we were best able to support our eldest sister, Queen Amara. Interesting. That's her husband's position, or at least it was. And when you ascended to the throne, you passed the Defense Culpability Act. Those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. What prompted you to pass something like the Defense Culpability Act, Your Eminence? The assassination of our dear sister Amara. When the infamous villain Dirk Samadhi was apprehended, he announced that he would act as his own lawyer. That's right, Dirk used to be a lawyer. Dirk had been extraordinarily talented lawyer and highly esteemed by the people, but he falsified evidence in an attempt to win his own case. I see. When the truth of this fabrication and the assassination of the Queen came to light, the people were devastated, and trust in the legal system plummeted. Because of one person, the entire system was completely thrown out. Which makes no sense. If it was multiple times that happened, then yeah, I can understand it. But because of one guy killed one queen, the whole thing needs to go. Tyrannical use of power right here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, why does that sound so familiar? Yeah, I wonder... In Khu'rain, the Hall of Justice is a sacred space where victims receive their last rites. Should the people lose their faith in it, the kingdom would be shaken to its very core. And that is why the Defense Culpability Act had to be passed. It was the only way to keep our legal system from tumbling into the abyss. So that's how you sought to eliminate the use of perjury and phony evidence, huh? But that law is what made lawyers go extinct in your kingdom. Now there's no one left to defend those who have been accused. We see how you could take issue with such a reality. However, we have not banned the act of lawyering itself. But those who are confident that they can prove their client's innocence are always welcome to mount a vigorous defense, as you yourself has shown. Oh, even though we say that you can die, you can still do it. We haven't banned it. It's not that we're bad. It's just that if you fail, you will die. You know, like everything else. Like what? is still a gross over-exaggeration. Imagine, like, in a situation in the real world, imagine if the Pope, as an example, was assassinated, all right? And then all of a sudden, the entirety of Rome or Italy or wherever the frick he is right now, entire country just decides to go, oh, he was assassinated. It was a guy that was a lawyer. We'll just ban lawyers and kill anyone that tries to be one or something. That's a really huge overreaction. Or as a different example, like, imagine if one person did something and then the entire country is blamed for it. It's like, oh, this one guy killed a bunch of people? That country is evil. I know it's the Vatican, but the Vatican is in... I couldn't remember if it was in Italy or Rome. It's in Rome, I think. So... Well, I guess so, but without lawyers, there's the possibility of false charges being filed and prosecuted. So long as our prosecutors continue to run nothing but perfect trials, there needn't be fear of such nefarious dealings. Do you disagree? Yes! There's no such thing as a perfect trial. You can't aim for perfection. It's an unattainable goal. That's the whole thing about being perfect. You can get things near perfect and just say it's perfect, and yeah. But you can't get actual perfect results because that's statistically an anomaly. Perfect prosecutors and their perfect trials, huh? Let's not get started down this path. Furthermore, here in Khu'rain, we have the divination seance. And so it is we no longer need lawyers, for the dead do not lie. Well, in the short time I've been here, I've beaten back false charges twice. And I've found that Chaos's built on the memories of the dead are less than perfect. So yes, I do take issue with the Defense Culpability Act, to say the least. Such relentless rhetoric. Your reputation precedes you, barbed one. It feels as if we ourselves are being cross-examined. Oh no, that wasn't my intention. We're not in court, so, you know, once I get you into court, then I'll cross-examine you. It is true that some feel the Defense Culpability Act is a necessary evil at best. But it is a small sacrifice upon which the peace of our kingdom has been forged. What peace? You have literal rebels! How is that peaceful? If you consider executing innocent lawyers a small sacrifice, then sure. The fact is that following its passage, the crime rate here in Khu'rain dropped markedly. Yes, and in place of that you got rebels and excursions or incursions, not excursions. And you know, literal murder and people saying, oh no, he was a rebel, it's fine. Therefore, we have no regrets concerning the enforcement of the Defense Culpability Act. Really? None at all? Right, why don't we leave it at that? This isn't a court of law, after all. Yeah. About the Founder's Orb that was to be exchanged for the hostage. It went missing after the murder. Would you happen to know anything about that? It's missing? I'm sure Dirk had it when he went into the tomb. If it wasn't there, I have no idea where it could be, Your Eminence. In that case, then perhaps Dirk has hidden it somewhere. Did Phoenix did not see that Apollo was given it? I don't think so, because I think he would mention it, but he might not. He might be bluffing here. Incidentally, there is a matter of the horned youth you were with. Oh, you must mean Apollo. From his odd hairstyle, may we assume him to be a relative, perhaps your younger brother? A relative? Just because his hair is spiky. No, you got it all wrong. He's Dirk's son. Well, more like foster son. They're not actually related by blood. Dirk's Royal Guard? Why did you tell her that? Phoenix, are you serious right now? Huh? What's she whispering in that one guy's ear? Thank you for your time. The two of you may go now. Yes, Your Eminence. We'll be on our way. Okay, now what? Apollo and Athena have the murder scene investigation covered, so... Maybe we should go speak with the locals over at the bazaar? How would you like to be presented evidence, Your Holiness? Please take a look at this. That reminds us of when Dirk was still practicing law. So we see that lawyers in your country also present evidence. Yes! What? It's simply to gauge the other party's reaction when all else has failed. Do not presume to use such simplistic methods upon us. Sorry. Want to look at his murder charge or whatever? What about a picture? What about the dead body? Probably the same response. Right, the bazaar. Man, Rafa, I think both of your parents are going to end up being very evil or something in some regard. Like, it's going to be like the queen killed her sister so she could become queen. Or because no one loved her, so then she killed her sister, so then people would love her, and then she would get married. Is it going to be another situation with Dahlia kind of thing? What the fuck? That's a lion! What? Was that a lion? Oh, that caught me by surprise too when I first heard it. It's the cry of a local bird and it's a wombat. It sounds like a lion? What the hell? A bird that sounds like that? Sounds more like a beast than a bird if you ask me. I mean, technically a bird is a beast, but whatever. It's a form of mimicry. You know, to help protect them against predators and stuff. Yes, well, can't say I've heard one quite like that before. Oh, it's more than unusual. It's endangered. It's extremely rare to encounter one in the wild these days. If it's so rare, then what's one doing out here in the middle of the bazaar? Got me. Maybe it's got something to do with being a national bird? Whoa! Was that a gunshot? It's not a UPW. I recognize that laugh. What was that, Dad? The Divine Dragon's newest weapon. I call it the puppies. Dragon snot snaps. Uh-huh. And you need those, why? Because our hard work is straight off to pay off. Thanks to TV signal hijacking and stuff, more and more people are joining our cause. But on account of that, the regime's being cracked down on the real tough life. Yeah, there's been a lot going on there lately. You can say that again. I mean, what with the High Priest fake murder/suicide? People are calling it the DCA tragedy and causing a real public uproar. Hopefully this means Trust's death won't be in vain after all. So how exactly is a handful of firecrackers going to be helpful to you guys anyway? Simple. First I supply them to our fellow rebels. Then we use them as a diversion when we need to check Khu'rain's dragoons. Huh? Like this? Whoa! Will you cut that out? I'm not with the regime and I'm not chasing you. Your reaction has priceless, PW. I guess I saw that wombat too. It's a miracle no one trying to arrest him while he's too busy laughing. Maybe this is Rafa? You there? It is! You're one of those insurgents, are you not? Yikes! Take that! And he's gone. Those firecrackers are more than useful than I thought. Barbed head. Your benevolence, what can I do for you? I wanted to speak with you. About what my mother said. I do not believe a word of it. My father could not have been planning a coup. Well, I can understand why you'd feel like that, but it was a setup. Someone must have been plotting against him. And how do you know that? I just do, because the Holy Mother guides me. And as the royal priestess, I must cover the truth for all to see. Maybe this is just how Rafa expresses a sense of duty. You're investigating this matter, are you not? Then rejoice, for I shall accompany you and bestow upon you the royal priestess's wisdom. That's the best news I've heard all day, Your Benevolence. No one would dare get in our way with Rafer by our side. Literally using her as a weapon. You block me, you block the princess. We humbly accept your offer, don't we, Edgeworth? As you wish, Wright. Excellent. Then let us begin with my father's private quarters. We should be able to find some clues there. I should expose this false charge for what it is, if it's the last thing I do. Could it be... Is the reason she's so defensive about Inga because she's a daddy's girl? Barbed head, let us not waste any time. My father's private quarters are located within the royal residence. Now follow me. Oh, she ran off. Wait, she's sure in a hurry. Right, the Minister's private quarters may hold evidence related to his murder as well. Yeah, maybe we can kill two birds with one stone. Rafer's awfully fired up. I just hope she's ready to follow the truth we find. After all, it's hard to believe that Inga was not fully in control of the whole affair. I already risked my tour guide. I never thought the day would come we'd be investigating a case side by side. Oh? Because I never thought the day would come when you'd get sentimental on me. Ugh. Come on, Wright, time's a-wasting. Oh man, why'd you have to ruin it? Wait, exactly which one of us is wasting time here? Oh, that's it? Okay. To royal residence. Now, if we could figure out which of these buildings houses Inga's private quarters, never mind the fact that there are literal footsteps coming from it and there's a pop and stuff, that's where we'll find Rafer. Butterfly. What a beautiful place this is. But I'd be enjoying this a whole lot more if it weren't investigating a murder. Commoners aren't usually allowed access to the royal residence, you know. Under ordinary circumstances, it would be impossible to make it such a spectacular view. Though murder is certainly a unique reason to be offered such a rare opportunity. Mara's tomb, the scene of Inga's murder. Poor Maya was held captive here. To think she was actually being held here in Khu'rain. If only we had found out sooner. No point in dwelling on that now. What we can do is keep moving forward. Yes, of course. Grand Palace, the heart of the kingdom's government and religion. Yes, the two are inseparably intertwined here in Khu'rain. The religious beliefs of the people touch every aspect of their lives, including legal affairs. Which, you know, is not something that should happen. Right, like how they commune with spirits in court. Suppose Khu'rainism is the glue that binds their faith, law, and politics together. It may seem strange for foreigners like us, but for them it's perfectly natural. Oh, I saw it. There we go. This palace is decorated with all sorts of colourful flowers. And that view from the veranda looks like it would be amazing. If I had to guess, I say Rafer must live here. She has an entire house to herself. There are footprints coming from this residence. Too bad they just kind of end. I wonder who made them and where they went. Now that's what I call an extravagant exterior. Is this where Inga's private quarters are? Watch your step, Wright. That urn's been knocked over, spilling water everywhere. Yeah, the ground's soaked. I wonder who did this. I think someone's in there. Father. Is that Princess Rafer? There were still so many things I wish to tell you. She always puts on such a brave face. But hearing her crying all alone, I can't help but think of Trucy. Father. Princess Rafer, are you in there? Just a moment, I'll be right out. Immediately smiling. I see you are finally here. Well, let us commence our investigation, shall we? Your benevolence? Maybe you should rest for a minute first? You were eavesdropping on me, weren't you? No, I mean, yes. Sorry, I couldn't help overhearing. It wasn't like I was spying you or anything. You stupid bobbed head. Ow! You could have feigned ignorance. It is as if your brain-to-mouth filter shuts off the moment you step out of the courtroom. Ugh, I'm not that bad, Edgeworth. Anyway, what took you so long? I thought you would never get here. Literally just got here a few seconds after you ran off. You have a lot of nerve keeping the Crown Princess waiting. Oh, sorry? It's my father's residence. I have already unlocked it so you can go right in. Oh, and be careful. Some dingback dog got in the courtyard and spilled water over there. A dingback dog? That's right. The yappy mutt spilled a whole urn's worth. I wonder how it got into this area. You know what it looked like? Is it gonna be the tour guide's dog? Albie? There we go. I remember his name as soon as I said tour guide. Huh. I have better things to do than memorize what some stray dog looks like. Anyway, it's not worth talking about. Let's search my father's room, shall we? I really hope she's all right. But wait. We already searched here, but it never hurts to take another look. The pot. This overturned urn spilled water all over the place. It was already in October when we got here earlier this afternoon, so we can rule out Athena at least. Everyone blames Athena! Right. What does it say about you if your first suspect is your own subordinate? I mean, to be fair, everyone blames Athena, so it's not Wright's fault. Of course he has a golden statue of himself. God. Objection. What a mess. You can definitely tell a guy used to live in this room. I guess Inga and I had at least that much in common. But this staff keeps getting in the way. Nana? Oh. Huh? Where's Nana? Normally, this old lady comes out of nowhere and just takes her stuff. She comes running whenever Rafa calls. That's right. Nana is what? Oh well, you bobbed head, come hold this staff for me. Why me? Just take it. It's too heavy, and I'm tired of holding it. Jesus. Why did you take it everywhere, then? How does Nana put up with this day in and day out? I'll just set it over here for now. Bobbed head. I, the royal priestess of Khu'rain, shall share my thoughts on the abduction. You will? Listen carefully for such opportunities, or for such opportunities do not come often. Yes, of course. We'd be grateful to hear anything you'd like to share. My father was very likely seeking to obtain the Founder's Orb, but it was not for the purposes of a coup d'etat. It was all for my sake. For your sake. The Founder's Orb is capable of bestowing great spiritual power. My father truly believed that. And he wanted the power to be mine. I haven't finished my training and I still can't channel spirits. Who's doing it for me? Right, I see. Well, do you understand why he did it now? I do, but it doesn't change the fact that Minister Inga was a kidnapper. But I guess you don't believe he is, do you? Ooh. New information is sure to surface upon further investigation. Suffice to say, he did this all for me. End of story. Was he really trying to obtain the orb for Rafa? No. Somehow I doubt it. Speaking of powers, I wonder if Rafa will be performing this divination seance tomorrow. I should probably ask her about that. Your Benevolence, I noticed Nana isn't with you today. I know not where she has gone. I have not spoken with her since this morning. I assume she must be quite busy today. I did catch a glimpse of her a little after 2 o'clock. I tried calling out to her, but she went off somewhere again. A little bit after 2. That's about an hour before the murder. Indeed, of all the times for this to happen. She normally comes to me the moment I call her name. I know it's hard to believe, but even nannies have lives, you know. Your inability to find her after the murder is slightly alarming. I wonder if her absence is related to today's incidents somehow. Do you think she is unwittingly caught up in them? Who knows? At the very least, I don't think she was at the scene of the crime. Nana, I hope she's alright. Maybe she's awfully worried for Nana. Well, yeah, she pretty much is her mother. From what I understand it, she's one of those nannies that look after a child after they're born. Like in the Victorian eras, where it's like, if you were a noble, you'd have a nanny that would raise your child while you were busy doing noble things. You know, even like breastfeeding in some cases. Ever seems really worried for Nana. I take it you will be conducting tomorrow's divination seance? Who else if not I? Good point. The thing is, divination seances are all about the victim's experience in their final moments. So tomorrow, Rafe will experience her own father's death exactly as it happened. That's more than anyone should ever have to deal with. Do you really have to go through with the seance tomorrow? There's really no one else? What about just calling the whole thing off? It's not as if I'm doing this because I want to. No? Never mind. I misspoke. Noble stuff like ignoring your kid. I mean, you're not wrong in some cases, or in most cases. The divination seance is a very important duty of the royal priestess, and it is one I intend to fulfill. There's that word, duty. Your Benevolence! As crown princess, you are destined to rule this kingdom one day. That means there will be many things that you at home alone must determine. Things like how to keep your people happy and what is true and what is false. And most importantly, what role you must play therein. I wonder if I'm able to task! Sorry. Performing the divination seance is very important, or is very important for a priestess. But duty or not, it's a heavy burden for someone so young. Even worse, she'll be forced to watch her father's murder. Would it be a weight too heavy for her to bear? She just breaks, goes crazy, starts killing people. Your Benevolence, has Nana served you long? Yes, she has been at my beck and call for as long as I can remember. I have heard she even cared for me as an infant, right down to changing my diapers. Your diapers? Almost sounds like she could be your mother. Indeed, but that is a simple fact of life when your mother is busy being queen. Nana takes care of my every need. She is my teacher in all things as well. Nana's pool of knowledge seems rather lopsided in some respects. Could that be the result of Nana's teachings? Nana, could it be that my trusted attendant has come to dislike me? Now that I think about it, perhaps I've been acting rather spoiled as of late. I'm sure she'll be back. Yes, I suppose that Nana would never truly abandon me. Upon her return, I will do something nice for her. Perhaps she'd like a shoulder massage. You've just given her a death flag, Rafa. Like, she was already on the edge by saying that she's gone on the day of the murder and hasn't shown up since. Now you're saying, like, oh, I'll do something nice when she comes back. She was 2 weeks from retirement. You know. She's wearing a red shirt and everything. And yet I can't shake the feeling that Nana's connected to this case in some way. Turns out that's actually the wife of... It's actually the older princess, Queen Amara. She's still alive. Footprints. But that would mean that the footprints that went out were... When they came in, it was dry, but when they went out, the floor was wet. But then that would make sense, because then these wouldn't be wet either. Huh. There are some muddy shoe prints here, come to think of it. Oh, come to think of it. There was some spilled water by the entrance. Somebody must have stepped in it before it coming in here. They're already dry. That means they're at least several hours old. Then someone must have been in here today in the early afternoon. Or our servants clean this room each day. Here in Khu'rain we have a saying, leave not today's untidiness to the morrow. Mine is, why clean up today when you can leave for tomorrow? Yes, of course. This is most likely a special ink pad for the Justice Minister's stamp. His insignia is carved big and bold right on the lid. Talk about overkill. Did he really have to mark everything he owned? Drugs. She's got so many death flags, she might as well be communicating in semaphore. What's semaphore? That's cool, but yeah. There's a syringe and a vial. Those were my father's back pain, or for my father's back pain. He said it really helped when the pain was particularly unbearable. Was that bad, huh? He must have been injecting some sort of painkiller directly into his back then. How do you do it? How do you inject something into your own back? You would need someone else to do that. Yes, my father said his back pain could knock him off his feet. I know the feeling. I've experienced some pretty severe back pain of my own. Well, we can't have you throwing your back out in court, so why don't you take a vial? Oh, no thanks. I hear your body builds up a tolerance to that sort of thing. Yeah, if you keep taking it, not if you just take it the one time. Also, don't take other people's medications. God. Semaphore is basically a way of communicating with flags. Oh, that's what it's called. I didn't know it was called semaphore. Okay, cool. Painkiller shots ninja into pocket. I thought you didn't want them. I'm going straight to a chiropractor as soon as I get home. His desk is crammed full of documents. They appear to be paperwork for executions. But this many cases? Indeed, something is rotting in the kingdom of Khu'rain. This one dates back to 5 years ago. Something tells me he simply kept putting them off because he hated doing paperwork. Is that spray? What's this? Je suis le belle. Never thought I'd see this brand again. It appears to be a sample of some sort of spray-on hair color. Color? Jet black. What if Inga was going grey? Here, Edgeworth. Maybe you can use it. I like my hair. I like my natural hair color just fine. Thank you very much. I cannot believe that you brought back something that was from the previous game. Like, what? Also, it's funny to see King Kai's symbol here. That's one luxurious, comfy looking bed. I've slept on nothing but hard floors since coming to Khu'rain. Can't wait to sleep in a nice soft bed again. And then take it. It's yours if you wish. We'll have to clean this room out anyway, now that my father's gone. But don't you want to keep these things as a memento of your father? Besides, I don't need a spirit haunting me late at night. Do you suppose if I slept on it, I could see my father once more? But Princess Rafa, I honestly don't know how to answer that. Also, she's also dangerously close to saying, do you think I'll meet my father in the next life? Oh. That's his jacket. The chair looks like he was modeled after Inga's suit jacket. If the buttons actually stick out, that is the most uncomfortable chair you could sit on. The backrest even has those fancy buttons of his. I imagine they make the chair awfully uncomfortable to sit on. That's what I'm saying. Edgeworth is me. Actually, they serve to massage the pressure points on his back. My father suffered from terrible back pain, you see. I wonder if it really works. This notepad must have belonged to Inga. Let's see. Naina, purple hat, glasses, diamond-shaped tattoo on forehead. Dirk, long hair, eye patch, blue clothes. Phoenix Wright, spiky hair, blue clothes, pink tie. Huh? Why is he writing down there? Is he trying to dress up as them? That's strange. Oh, excuse me. That's strange. These appear to be notes for detailing the people's prominent characteristics. Hey, there's even some stuff about me in here. Why would he bother doing this? I'm afraid even I can't answer that. Whatever the reason, it's giving me a case of the heebie-jeebies. It is as though he was taking down descriptions of people over the phone. But that's what it reminds me of anyway. What a brilliant deduction. One fitting of a chief prosecutor such as yourself. I commend you. That's high praise coming from you, your benevolence. Edgeworth's White. Right, they do look like dictation notes, but I don't know. I mean, why bother describing Naina, who must have been seen every day? Maybe he's blind? He's actually got that thing where he can't know people's faces, so then he has to look at their clothes in order to know who they are. Can't remember what it's called right now, but that is a thing. Where you literally cannot discern human faces. Is that grape juice up there? Wow, that's one gaudy sculpture. My father sculpted it himself from a block of solid gold. Why does it not surprise me that he was also a narcissist? It's pretty detailed. He even included that personal stamp of his. Hey, the stamp's a little loose. Oh, a safe! Look, there's a secret safe inside. Oh my! To think such a thing, he was here of all this time. Rats, looks like we'll need a combination to get in. I'm really beginning to wonder what's inside that safe. Any idea what the combination might be, Your Benevolence? None whatsoever. I bet it's her birthday. It looks like a 4-digit combo lock, so maybe it's a date. But it's probably not anything that would be easy to guess. Well, let's try some dates and see what happens. I wonder what date Inga would use as a combination. Rafa's birthday. When's your birthday, Your Benevolence? You're wasting your time. It could not possibly be my birthday. Oh, come on. It's worth a shot. Fine. It's December 24th. Christmas Eve? Well, let's give it a try. 1, 2, 2, 4. I was right on the money. It opened. It did? Yep, and it looks like the bottom safe was a fake. Something meant to mislead would be thieves, no doubt. Still, it is rendered quite ineffective by this use of easily guessed combination. Why, Father? Why my birth date? Because he loved you. That's the one thing that probably is true about this guy, is that he loved his daughter. That's it. Everything else was true. Like, he's evil, he kills people, he doesn't care about all that stuff. The one thing he does care about is his daughter. At least in some respects. Okay, let's see what's in there. Huh? This looks like a letter or something. Let's see. Dear Father, I wanted to wish you a happy birthday. You're always so kind and I love you very much. I hope you live to be 100 years old. Love, Rafa. That's actually kind of sad, and it's probably going to make her sad. I wrote this to my father when I was 8 years old. Father, why would you hold on to something so childish and stupid? There are some other papers in here. Khu'rain assassination plan. Once I poison the queen, the throne will be mine. The spiritual power I obtain from the treasure will back up my claim. In the meantime, the secret police are to keep a close watch on Khu'rain. This is the plan for the coup d'etat. You've called like 90% of the twists before they even hinted at. Hey, I am that good, okay? I've done this so many times with many other games. I call the twists before they happened, even though I have no idea about them. Like, I've never played the games before. I just somehow know it. Most of the time, it's because it's a cliche. They always do that. Like, this was quite obvious. But at the same time, it's happened a lot. What? Give me that. I don't understand. It seems just this minute that Inga was plotting to assassinate the Queen. Or was plotting the assassination of the Queen. This can't be true. Father would never harm Mother. Turns out it's actually not your mother, it's actually the previous Queen. Ooh! That's why she couldn't escape, because she was poisoned. And the fire was used to hide the body. Poor Rafa. This has to come as a terrible shock. What's this? There's a photo in here too. Huh. It's like a woman and a baby. Wonder who they are. Queen Amara. Nayuta. On the far left, there's a law book with the mark of the Defiant Dragons branded onto it. Wait. That's... Your Benevolence? How can this be? Oh, she just fainted. Princess Rafa. She fell over, I guess. She's looking incredibly pale. Your Benevolence, are you alright? Alright? How can I be alright? Huh? All that I have believed. It was all lies. I'm afraid I don't follow. What the heck is she talking about? Gran is the given name? I thought it was her last name. Okay. Let me actually check. Oh, Gran Sigatar. Okay, so Sigatar Khu'rain. That's a full name? Okay, so Khu'rain is their last name. Gran is the first name. Got it. Okay, that was my mistake. Yeah. Nana. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, I don't have it in my inventory now. I have to wait. I'm afraid I don't follow. What's the heck is she talking about? Can I ask about this woman, who this woman is in the picture? How should I know? It seems I didn't know anything that was going on. Doesn't look like I'm going to get much more out of her while she's like this. The picture from Inga's safe shows a woman and a baby and a law book that has a mark branded on it. Mother. Now I can look. Diamond on forehead, white hair, pink outfit. She has blue hair. Probably Nana. I'm thinking about it. It might be Nana and her when she was little. It might be. I might be wrong on that. Huh? I must ask my mother about the secret she's hiding. What secret? I must go. Goodbye. Oh, wait! What was that all about? It's like her mind was off somewhere else. It appears this photo really upset her. I wonder who the lady in this picture is. Stop! Yay, he's back again. Stop, Shadow. Come back here. Dog's going crazy. Wait, that sounds like Albie and Shadow. That's odd. Commoners aren't normally allowed in this area. I wonder what's afoot. One way to find out. May 18th. Khu'rain Palace. Royal Residence. Ruff, ruff. No! Ah! Edgeworth! In the water they go. I hope one of you has a good explanation for this. I'm sorry. Or I'm so sorry. Hey, Albie. No, Shadow, bag dog. Neither man's really get thingamajig alone. If you would kindly detach your dog from my cravat. Right away, sir. Just hold still and... And? Don't tell me he rips it off. No, stop pulling like that. You'll make stretch the fabric. Come on, Shadow, let go of his cravat, kiss your mallet. This isn't working. I'll just have to pull harder then. 1, 2. Wait, what are you? 3. You go Super Saiyan. Come on! No! I need air! Were you trying to kill me? I'm really sorry, mister. My dog has a habit of attacking frilly things like that. Maybe for his sake, he should stick to more traditional targets like cars or his tail. What's worse, he snuck in here again today and stole someone's weird-looking hat. That's Nana's hat. I don't know what to do anymore. Bad dog! You're a very bad dog! Wait a second. I've seen that hat before. Albie, could I see that hat again? Sure. Wait, isn't this Nana's hat? But I thought she disappeared. Edgeworth has a dog? Oh, okay. Shadow swiped it from someone. Albie, how exactly did Shadow get this? Allow me to explain. It all started while we were on a walk through the bazaar today, when suddenly Dats popped out of the manhole. Whoa! The fangs of the divine dragons! That's Arabelle is here! Say, you want to join our cause, kid? Huh? And naturally, I was super startled by the weirdo's sudden appearance. Back to dog of the Grand Regime? Huh? But this is my dog, Shadow. The fight dragon secret weapon, dragon's not snapped. Achoo! Oh man, look at the floating face. That was classic. Shadow robbed our course, most likely, yeah. A sudden bang of the firecracker spooked Shadow and he ran off into the crowds. Shadow, come back here. That'll teach you Khu'rain's lapdog. You there. What do you think you're doing? Not good. I'm going to say Khu'rain's lapdog is a dog. That's when a policeman came running over and hauled Dats away. That happened right around 2 p.m. if I remember correctly. I'm not even going to pretend I know what Dat was trying to do. I chased Raft after Shadow and when I finally caught up to him here in the palace courtyard, he had this in his mouth. 2 p.m. That's about an hour before the minister's death. Nana supposedly went missing after the murder, but this would place her here at the palace around 2. Albie's statement added to the court record. Actually, I just remembered I saw something pretty amazing around that time too. Something amazing? So, Albie, what was it you saw that was amazing? I saw Her Eminence Queen Khu'rain channeling a spirit. Is it really that big of a deal to see her channeling someone? You bet it is. Commoners are never allowed to behold the sacred rite. Oh, can you tell me more? Of course, I'm always happy to explain. I believe it was around 2:10 p.m. today. I got lost in the palace grounds while looking for Shadow. Ooh, what is this place? It gives me the creeps. It's the castle? What do you mean it gives you the creeps? Where could Shadow have gone? In my search, I took a peek into a small room and that's when I saw Queen Khu'rain. There's a guy who has a mustache. It's the killer. It looks like him from the side for some reason. She was channeling a spirit for a neighboring kingdom's king. I saw her transform right before my eyes. Into what? I was so excited I had to take a picture of it. You took a picture? I know I shouldn't have, but I just couldn't help myself. Between this and the treasure room, Albie's not exactly the picture of self-restraint. Her channeling ended right after that, so I ran off before anyone would spot me. You could have been arrested again, you know. Yeah, I know. Anyway, here's a copy of the picture. Just don't tell anyone I was in that one, the one who took it, okay? I worry about this future sometimes. Or his future. 2 p.m. Come to think of it, how did you and Shadow get into the royal residence anyway? It's not open to commoners after all. Allow me to explain. Again, more explanations. There's a way to get into the palace from the bazaar. It's a bit of a tight squeeze, though. Shadow can easily fit, but anyone bigger than me is out of luck. You don't say. Yeah, part of the palace wall is damaged, and there's a hole I can just make it through. Go on. Bet you didn't know they have some really tasty food here. Oh, then this isn't your first time in here, huh? Trespassing is illegal, you know. No, it's not like that. I didn't mean any harm. It's just... I want to help change this kingdom. What do you mean? I want to assassinate people so then there's new people in charge that'll actually help us. Well, after Miss Faye's trial, I started thinking, like, maybe there was something I could do to help the revolution too. Maya's trial, huh? Tragedy only happened because of how twisted Khu'rain's legal system has become. How utterly foolish to cast away one's life for such a reason! There must have been other ways to cover up the crime. If I had done so, my wife would rush to my defense, and then the case went to trial. She would suffer the same fate as I under the Defense Culpability Act. I could not have outlived myself had she been convicted because of that fiendish man. Missus, this cannot be! All I have done under the laws of our kingdom, it has all been. The DC Act led to the false charges against Maya and the High Priest's suicide. But that trial also caused the public to start questioning the current state of things. And it seems even Albie has some pretty strong feelings on the matter. I knew there had to be something I could do to help. That's when I remembered the hole in the palace wall and started thinking maybe I could sneak in and assassinate people and take pictures of one of the royals up to no good. I just want to do my part. The spirit of revolution seems to be catching on even with one so young. Right, the momentum is steadily building and the tipping point is fast approaching. It's just a matter of when. I agree, and the public's perception of the Defiant Dragon seems to be changing too. But Albie, you can't go trespassing like that. Even if it's for a good cause, it's not right. Okay, I won't do it again. Albie, is that really all you have to confess? You haven't been up to any other mischief? And when I say you, I mean Shadow. Huh? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. Nice try, Albie, but the proof is literally right in front of us. I guess I have to look at it. Look at it! Albie, you wouldn't happen to know how this urn got knocked over, would you? Because her benevolence told me something rather interesting. Be careful, some dingbat dog got in the courtyard and spilled water over there. A dingbat dog? That's right, the yuppie mutt must have spilled a whole world's worth. The dingbat dog she mentioned wouldn't happen to be Shadow, would it? I guess the dog's out of the bag. Sorry I lied, but I was worried I'd get in trouble. I know I shouldn't lie to a lawyer like that. No, it's not good to lie to anyone like that. So let's try to only tell the truth, okay, Albie? Oh, Mr. Wright, I almost forgot. I saw a couple of Americans a moment ago. They had a really weird haircuts, so I thought they might be friends of yours. Wow! Really now? They look so weird. I think they were with you. It seems your little friend thinks all of us Americans have strange hairstyles. What's wrong with Athena's? Hers is just a ponytail. I suppose we have you to thank for that, right? So, what exactly did the hair look like? There was a guy with 2 crops of hair sticking out of their forehead like antenna. Then there was this lady with a long bunch of hair that looked like a big orange spider leg. What kind of spider have you seen that's orange? It looks like it's hair. Oh, that sounds like Apollo and Athena. What were they doing? They were racing towards the bazaar with the Grand Royal Guard in hot pursuit. Wait, what? Why were they being pursued? I'm not sure, but I have my suspicions. I just hope they're all right. Sorry for not mentioning it before. It just kind of slipped my mind. Ah, yes, the most dangerous thing. Memory. To be continued. Oh, okay. more likely than not, when the queen was whispering to the guard, she was telling him, hey, get them while you can without letting this guy know. Save complete. Apollo's narrow escape. And that's where we will stop for today. Nice! Awesome! We got one thing now done. I thought it was going to be a bit longer than that, but hey, I'm good for that. A giant bright orange side ponytail and a giant blue ribbon. I mean, yeah, that's normal. But yeah, that's all stop for today. We're doing a bit short today, like I said. But hey, we still got an hour out of it, which is great. And we finished a chapter, so awesome. Next time, we'll be back with this on Thursday, where we will be doing an escape, I guess, with Apollo and Athena, and hopefully get into the secret hideout. Because I remember that we were going, or they were heading to the secret hideout for a specific reason. I can't remember what that reason was right now, but they are. So yeah. But I'll be back tomorrow with Bioshock 2, so look forward to that. And yeah. As usual, hope you all enjoyed. Like, follow, subscribe if you have not already. Do that bell notification so you know our next stream. If you help support me, there's links to Patreon and tips. And if you do become a patron, you get your name added to the patron list here. Or I'll give you a shout out at the end of every stream, like I do with Khu'rain and the Soulmaster 37. I thank you for the continued support. I greatly appreciate you. And we go to a dead man's room and find that he loves his daughter. Even though he's an evil man. But yeah. Yeah. That's it for today. So thank you all for joining. I'll see you all tomorrow or Thursday, depending on which one you want to watch. And until then, you'll take care of a nice rest of the day and take care of yourselves. Until then, bye. Bye, Rafatron. Bye, everyone. See ya.